Museum, 8 years now, and always enjoy History Day.
My name's Ed Vonai. I'm a volunteer at the Ramage Museum, and I just like history.
So what are you representing today?
The James Ramage Museum, Hooper Battery in Fort Wright, Kentucky.
And you have such a thing as Hooper Day.
Hooper Battery Days are in August. This year it's August 15th and 16th.
And for those that don't know what a battery is,
The best description I know, a fort usually had buildings. A battery, everybody slept in tents, officers included.
a battery primarily was a gun emplacement.
Right.
Yes.
Now, is there something else that you would like to talk about, you being one of the directors?
You want to
Must be a fun day, right?
We will have a blue and gray dinner April the 23rd at Twin Oaks. It's a fundraiser and it's a really good time.
And you're encouraging everybody to call you? Or
Well-
get in touch somehow?
Yes, they can call me, Kathleen Romero, 859-331-2499.
Thank you.
You can also go to the City of Fort Wright website, and it has a link to the museum that'll give them upcoming events and contact people.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This display is the Sons of the Spanish War Veterans. This display is by the Sons of the Spanish-American War Veterans, and it primarily depicts the Fort Thomas military installation in the 1890s. Fort Thomas was the capital of the Army of the Northwest. This picture of most of these postcards are of the tower, the water tower that was built when the military installation came there. These rocks, these stones that were quarried, all came from Carntown, Kentucky, and it is a very massive edifice. And when you consider that it held the water for the entire military complex, including the officers' homes. There's a shot of the parade ground. And on this side, we have some more things that were initially there in the Fort Thomas area. This is considered the Midway.
Well, I think it depends on what you're using it for. If you're going to try to use it for something commercial, you're maybe making money. Right, if it's a watermark.
I do have a little one I got here with the old carbide. Do you remember those? Yeah. Carbide.
I think we have.
Start anytime.
Hi, I'm Thomas DeBello. I'm just with Thomas DeBello Photography. I have always been interested in history, and I definitely have an interest in historic architecture. So that's kind of one of my focuses in my photography. And for me, this is just an opportunity to showcase my historic architecture photography and enjoy the history of the day. So.
Now, how long have you been a photographer?
Only about 4 years now. It's kind of a hobby that's become a little more of an obsession, and I'm mostly self-taught. So
I'm going to be panning some of these. So if you can kind of tell me what we're looking at now. The Twin Towers, is that Mother of God?
yeah, this is Mother of God Church in Covington. A lot of these photos are going to be in Covington. I tried to, focus a little more on Northern Kentucky today. So.
And the next one is a very modern edifice.
Yeah, this is the Madison Theater in Covington on Madison Avenue. This is now they do more music and events, but it used to be a theater.
And now we have a very historic-looking building.
Yeah, this is the corner of Madison and 6th in Covington. The lighting was just perfect at that point, and I saw the reflection, and I just thought it was a great shot.
Okay. Now, if you'll pick this one up and give us a little bit of description of the tower.
Yeah.
Getting some reflection.
Thank you.
There you go.
This is in Latonia, which is in the southern part of Covington, and this is Riddy's Corner, which is a historic intersection of 5 different streets. This is a Korean War memorial fountain, and then one of the old kind of corner buildings in the background. I think now it's a barber shop.
So Riddy's Corner has actually 5 streets that run together?
Yeah, I think don't quote me on every one.
Whatever, it was a major landmark.
It's a major landmark in Latonia and Covington. It's kind of the center of Latonia.
So if somebody wants to hire you to come and photograph an old building or a wedding, how do they get a hold of you?
They can go to tsdebellophotos.com, and my contact information is there. And if they have any interest or any buildings that they want photographed, then they can contact me.
And would you go through that address again?
Yeah, it's tsdebellophotos.com.
And is there a phone number?
Yeah, my phone number is 859-240-8317.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is the Kentucky Historical Society display, and they have some handouts here today at the History Day, the 22nd Annual History Day at Northern Kentucky University. So they were manning the booth earlier, but I think they went to see the speaker. But they've always got such neat giveaway things. I love Kentucky history.
My name is Suzanne Colbert Taylor. I am the first vice president, and I'm also in charge of membership.
Of the Pendleton County
Historical Society.
and Genealogical?
Stop, Marvin.
All right, thank you for being here today. Is this your first time at the History Day, or have you been here before?
I've been here before.
Okay. Now we're going to move over here. Wake him up, will you?
Billy.
I don't do interviews.
Give us your name, Bill.
You just did. Billy Newman.
And how long have you been a member of the Pendleton County Historical Society?
Almost founding member, I guess, you might say.
And that's been how many years?
Oh my goodness, I don't know offhand.
Now you have a great history with the Bethel Church. You want to tell us a little bit about the reconstruction of that?
Yes, we reconstructed the Bethel Church. It was complete ruins. The drain was running inside, and didn't realize how big a thing it was going to be, but we got it done. And then the cemetery, we redone the cemetery with the community's help, and it turned out real great. We have a medal honorary out there in our cemetery, which is unusual for cemeteries in Pendleton County.
And the fact that you had to redo the roof twice.
Yes. Well, put 3 roofs on it. Original new roof, and then it mowed off twice, or 2 more times.
Now, I know you guys described yourself as 4 older men that didn't know what you were getting into.
That's correct.
Is that an accurate depiction?
That's accurate.
Well, you did a great job, because so many people have driven by and seen that after that. Now we're going to move over to one of our speakers for today.
Marvin, I'm Russ Conrad, fairly recent member, probably about 3 years, just currently made treasurer, so I'm becoming a little more active in the group, enjoying it. Going to be a presenter today, looking forward to that, and your next victim is my first wife, Penny.
Okay, and you're going to be talking about the Falmouth flood.
Yeah, Penny and I had a business in the flood in Falmouth in '97, and we're going to talk about that today.
Okay.
I'm Penny Conrad, first wife to Russ. I'm past president of the Pendleton County Historical and Genealogical Society, continued member, and they like to keep me around close, so they've decided I should be the talker and keep them connected with the community activities.
Okay. And you produced a book for the Pendleton County Society.
I did one with Arcadia Publishing, Pendleton County. It has a lot of neat pictures in it, and I'm quite proud of the effort that I and a friend of mine, Teresa Griffin Johnson, thank you, helped with a lot, yes.
And there are still copies available if somebody wants to
There
buy
are
one?
copies available at many of the major Northern Kentucky bookstores and
And-
through our Pendleton County Association.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Friar House?
Oh, the Friar House is one of the oldest buildings. Fact is, it could be the oldest rock building. My memory's a little short right now. We have family members that are still involved in the house. We are continuing to add museum quality activities and memorabilia to our collection. Right now, we're working on smaller farm utensils and equipment to have for a summer display.
Now, how about pictures and other things that people might have in their attic?
Oh, you just fell right into that one, or I did one. Yes, if you have pictures of anyone that would be related to us as Pendleton Countyans, we would love to have access to those to make copies. You can have your pictures back, but we'd love to make copies so that we have the materials available for researchers and also as archives. I'm a firm believer, particularly after the flood, of trying to make second copies and have them in other areas of family and history activities and peoples.
So I know that the Historical Society building, the Friar House, is open. Is it on every Tuesday?
We're open, thank you. We're open the first and third Tuesday for research from about 10 till 3. If you need to be there at another time, you can get hold of any one of the officers and we'll make arrangements to meet with you.
Now, for the folks that are not familiar with Pendleton County and exactly where the Friar House is, if you were coming down 27 south toward Falmouth,
As you get into the outer edges of Butler on 27, you're going to find Northern Elementary on your right and a caution light, the stoplight you'll have to go through. To the left is a large rock house, and that is our rock house. Yes.
and it's right at the intersection of 177
And 27.
and 27.
I'm also, Marvin, being shown the fact that we've taken the E.E. Barton papers. I'm going to get a close-up here, and we have taken and digitalized all of those, so we have those accessible on the computer.
I'm getting
Some shade, glare to it, tilt a little more. Okay, is that better?
forward.
All right,
There we go.
there we go. All right. And we have these available through access at the home. We can also have them sent to you if you'll email or call us. And we'll get these to you. These are divided into family groups so that you can have access to the E.E. Barton files. Excuse me. He was a gentleman, a lawyer in Pendleton County, who took it upon himself to try to not only do the law work for the citizens, but also to find out everything he possibly could about their families. And so through those papers that he kept, the Barton files have been developed and so then taken from the books and the papers that he had and put on digital CDs.
And you have other CDs. I know you have one of the various Pendleton County library, the Atlas, 1884.
Yes,
Atlas,
we
is
do.
that correct?
We do. We do.
And is that for sale?
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, I didn't look to see all the things that we had up for sale. If someone would be interested, again, they can call us and we'll be glad to let them know all the activities and the items that we have for sale. We also just recently were given by the Pendleton County school system all of the old school records for the teachers and the students that were there. So I'm not sure how far back they go, but far enough that they would be quite interesting for you to see.
And this is still paper copy.
These, yes.
So you'd have to come to the Friar House.
And yes. Or someone could do the research and for a small fee or not be able to get those to you.
So can you give us a phone number?
Mine I'll give because I can't remember. We don't have a phone at the house. Mine would be 859-654-8226 or cell 859-240-1193.
Thank you so much.
All righty, thank you.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Newman. I'm Billy Newman's brother, and I've been a member of the Historical Society for about 3 or 4 years now. I'm retired from the University of Cincinnati, and just recently Suzanne have a very interesting project. I'm going around the county and taking pictures of all the barns that I can. The barns will be disappearing one of these days, and I want a historical record of the barns. So I'm right now working on that project. And we're going to have an open house probably in May or June people can come and look at the pictures, and we're going to try to have old farm implements and things like that. So if anybody from Campbell County has any association or has relatives that live in Pendleton County, we certainly appreciate any pictures of farm equipment, old equipment and things like that.
And this stuff can be seen, the pictures are going to be at the Friar House, is that where the open house is going to be?
Yeah, we're going to have some of the older pictures on bulletin boards, and we're going to have a slide projector with a slideshow of the barns and taking pictures of and any other old barns that we can get. So,
well, let me pose one more question. Do you know the difference between a dairy barn and a tobacco barn?
absolutely. I grew up on a farm in eastern Pendleton County out there near where the lake was.
Yes.
And we raised tobacco, so we had a dairy and we milked and had a tobacco barn on another section of land, so I'm familiar with all of that.
Well, the dairy barns normally had the hay and stuff like that stored above, and then the milking parlor was in the lower portion. Is that accurate?
Well, ours was just one level, but it was all side by side, and where you could open a vent and then feed the cows from the hay inside the barn. And I guess we milked about 12 to 15 cows. And we started out with grade A, and I think over the years they might have been other grades. Some milk was lower grades, was made into cheese and things like that, as I understand.
Now the tobacco barns, and that's generally what we used to see a lot around, they were built differently because they didn't have any internal structure usually. It was mostly tier poles for hanging the crop and drying it, and there was usually vents that they could open it up, correct?
Well, not all of them. The ones that we had was an older one, and like you said, sometimes they had poles in them, and if you had a newer barn, it would be racked off. But it was pretty scary sometimes hanging tobacco on those poles that had in them old barns.
Yeah, there's something about standing on a round
and it's
pole
kind of
that's
moving,
not
swaying with you as you're trying to hang the tobacco.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lost art because the tobacco industry in northern Kentucky is kind of going south. But the good thing is there's a lot of people growing grapes. Now, is there anybody growing grapes in Pendleton County?
Yes, they grow grapes, and there is a winery out in there, close to actually where the Bethel Church is. They have, about a half a mile down the road, down about where Mount Moriah Church is, across from there.
Well, how long, you mentioned Mount Moriah, how long has that building been there? Is that,
he would probably know more than that. I don't know the
it's
history.
sort of like the replacement for the Bethel Church, wasn't it? A different congregation?
That was my understanding, yeah.
And the Bethel probably outgrew it because of size.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing about the Bethel Church. It was just about ready to be blown on when those gentlemen start working on it. So they actually saved it from a sudden death there.
Yes, and I think those of us that appreciate history certainly thank them for their efforts. If somebody doesn't make that effort, we're losing a lot of stuff. So we thank you for your time with the Historical Society, and glad you found a job after you left the university.
Yeah, it's fun. Thanks a lot.
So
No,
today,
I'm not with these guys.
I know.
Okay.
Today we're at the Historical Day in Northern Kentucky University. This is our 22nd year. And this is the display from the Harrison County people. And now we're going to move over and talk to...
Hi, I'm Satoli Glassmeyer. I'm with History in Your Own Backyard. We produce videos of historic buildings all throughout the tri-state area. We're creating a giant database of videos to educate the younger generation about these historic buildings so that they'll preserve and maintain the buildings in the future. We already have 80 videos produced, and we'll probably have well over 1,000 by the time we're done with the entire project.
Now, do we have a sample of some of your work here today?
Yeah, right here we've got this is a video of a historic home over in Moores Hill, Indiana. It was built in 1903.
And your other equipment here basically is information
Yeah,
about
those
your
are just
organization?
brochures about the projects that we do. We typically work with local historical societies all throughout the area to produce these videos, and we get 10% of the gross revenue back to the local historical societies.
Now, how does one find you if they aren't here?
They can go to our website, historyinyourownbackyard.com. We've got a whole list of videos and all of our contact information is on there. Or they can find us on YouTube.
Now, have you been to Northern Kentucky History Day before?
No, this is the first year.
Well, welcome here. We've been doing this for 22 years. I think we finally figured out that we need to have bigger and bigger places to do this because the crowd is getting bigger.
It is. It
We're
is.
thankful to Northern Kentucky University for providing the space here in the Student Union. I know you said this is your first year here. Where are you based?
We're based out of Sunman, Indiana, about 35 miles west of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. And is there anybody growing soybeans in Sunman?
There's a lot of people growing soybeans in Sunman.
I always felt cheated because the glacier stopped and left all that flat land in Ohio and Indiana.
Yeah.
It's farming quality land, whereas we're trying to move rocks and clay.
Yep.
So anyhow, thank you for coming today.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
In Grant County. Oh no, Bob. We're not prepared at all for this.
I've been there for a long time.
And what is your name, please?
My name is Amanda Hackett. I am the current president of the Grant County Historical Society. And this year we are promoting visitors to our William Arnold Log House and the historic Sherman Tavern.
So where is it located?
The William Arnold Log House is located in downtown Williamstown, and the Sherman Tavern is located in between Dry Ridge and Crittenden in the city of Sherman.
And what is the city?
Sherman.
Sherman, oh yeah.
Yes,
Is there actually a sign that says Sherman? Or is it
There
just-
is, but it's not very. It's kind of, if you're not looking for it or if you're not familiar with the area, you might miss
You
it.
get off Walton, turn south, and you finally get to see a sign that says Sherman. It sets the town. And when you go through Sherman, about 2 miles to the where the new school is, and that's where the Sherman Tavern is. It's probably a 16-room. That's 206 years old, I believe.
So is the Sherman Tavern and Sherman House used for anything now?
Well, we're rebuilding it, and then we have dinners there and dances there, and it's open for when classes want to come in or any special group, and we'll have a tour guide, somebody tour me or somebody else, and take a tour through the whole place.
So if I was driving down 25
Right.
and the street sign for Sherman,
When you get real close to Sherman.
okay, so the actual Sherman House is before you get into the town?
No, you go through Sherman in about 1 mile.
All right, let's see. And they eventually will be having receptions and things like that
Well,
there?
yeah, that's what we're working on.
Yeah, I know that it's been a while that you folks have been working on the Sherman House, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years, maybe
Never
10.
good of it.
Slow process, but we're thankful that you're saving a historical building. You say it's 206 years old? Mm-hmm. So if I was to come down there, do you think I'd be able to find a beer, a 206 years old beer?
Nope.
Nope.
There hadn't been any beer in there. Down Sherman, when it was Sherman Tavern, when the stagecoach stopped, there was a tavern in there for a while. And had an old player piano. And I don't know what they called it, or it never was there. It closed many years ago.
Yeah. So are any of the artifacts that were originally in the building still there, or
Well,
like the player piano?
no, it was destroyed. I mean, it was falling apart. We got another piano. It's a lot more modern one.
Well, thank you for your work in preserving that. I'm going to just drift back up here again and ask, what is the guide, what are you guys trying to promote other than the Sherman House in Grant County?
The William Arnold Log House, it was founded by our founder, William Arnold, for Williamstown, which Williamstown is the county seat of Grant County. We have it open every Friday during our season from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and you can tour the house and see all the artifacts from the Williams Arnold Log House, and most of them are, well, I'd say that the majority of them, excuse me, are from the period of whenever the William Arnold Log House was lived in.
Okay. Now, what did Arnold do exactly other than found the town?
He was in...
Was he a military person?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm on the spot. Yes, he was, him and his family, he was from the Revolutionary War. William Arnold, yeah, he was in the Revolutionary War.
He's the one that started Williamstown.
He's our founder.
So have you established a shirt-tail connection to Benedict Arnold?
Not yet.
See, as historians, we have to go by facts. Now, the people, the general public, they tie 2 and 2 together and get 5 sometimes.
Right.
So as historians, I'm glad you haven't found it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Ed. Hi,
Hi, I'm Marty Shadler from the Aviation Museum of Kentucky in Lexington. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. We opened up in 1995. I'm here at Northern Kentucky History Day, and our exhibit is covering the women who have been inducted into the Kentucky Aviation Hall of Fame. 9 women have enjoyed this honor, and it shows quite a range. We've got pilots, we've got designers, we've got instructors, we have air racers. 2 women who were air racers have been honored in the Kentucky Aviation Hall of Fame. Speaking of our 20th anniversary, we're proud to be serving Kentucky all those years. The museum opened in 1995 with a gathering of the survivors of Doolittle's Raid, one of the most historic missions in World War II back in April of 1942. B-25 bombers lifted off of the carrier Hornet, and it was basically a suicide mission, unfortunately, with the way it worked. Most of the planes did make their bombing runs. The crew members had to ditch or parachute away from their aircraft. There was one person from Kentucky who was a crew member, and he lived to survive through the Doolittle Raid, but unfortunately passed away in an accident later on in India about a year later.
So the reason it was suicide, is there not enough fuel to get back?
No, the question with the Doolittle Raid is that they had to launch early. They were trying to sneak onto the Japanese islands and not be detected, but a ship called a picket ship, which would have been able to communicate back to the Japanese home islands that the Doolittle Raid was coming, came across the bow, came close to the ships of the Hornet Task Force, and the decision was made that they were probably detected. They had to lift off early. They wanted to be about 100 or so miles closer to Japan prior to launch, but with that detection they felt they better go, and that meant that the planes basically ran out of fuel.
Now, you also have some other aircrafts that you furnish rides.
Well, we don't have rides, but we have planes that have come and visited. We're hoping to have the only flying B-29 aircraft, the bomber from World War II, visit us this summer. That plane will be providing rides for a fee. Perhaps our most important thing is our aviation summer camps. We've conducted those for a number of years, and in 2015, we'll probably pass over 5,400 students who've participated in our summer camps. So we see that as a big achievement.
Great. Now I'm going to get a shot of your logo.
Outdoor activities appear there regularly.
Well, thank you, Marty, for all your information on the Aviation Museum. And this is your 20th anniversary, is that correct?
That's correct. We opened in 1995, and officially it'll be during April of 2015 that we make 20 years.
And you started by having survivors?
Well, basically, we started with something called the Kentucky Aviation Roundtable, a group of aviation historic enthusiasts who knew that we had quite a history of aviation in Kentucky, and basically got together like historical groups here in Northern Kentucky. And fortunately, with organization and with aircraft donated and just a lot of gumption, they were able to turn it into the Aviation Museum of Kentucky in 1995.
Okay, now give us that www site again, and I'm going to film it so people... Go ahead.
The website is www.aviationkentucky.org.
All right. Thank you, Marty, for participating. I know you've been at History Day many times. You have a running count, how many years you've been here?
I must be getting close to 5 or 6, so I'm always proud to be here and participate.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell me who you are. Look at this.
I'm Bill Stoltz with the Kenton County Public Library Local History and Genealogy Department.
And you're at Northern Kentucky University today. How many years has the society been here?
The library's been here for many years.
Okay. And this is your first year?
This is my third year here. I'm actually presenting at noon today.
The Kenton County organization is very big, and it's sort of like one of the founders with Campbell County. What is your mission statement basically for being here today?
Well, we're the public library in our local history and genealogy. We preserve and protect the history of Northern Kentucky.
And it's sort of the archives of all of Northern Kentucky.
Yes, it is. We are the archives for Northern Kentucky for all the towns, counties, and communities throughout Northern Kentucky.
Do you have any idea what year the library system in Kenton County started?
It's over 100 years.
So Covington's going to have their 200th anniversary this year.
Ongoing this year, yes.
The library came shortly after that. Was it always a public library, or was it funded somehow by Carnegie?
Well, the first building was in the Carnegie building, and it was a public library from the get-go.
And that one is still in existence?
The Carnegie building is still there on Scott.
And it's being used for...
It's now a performance facility.
And it's the one that's on 5th and...
No, the library's now at 5th and Scott. We're in a new building, 502 Scott Boulevard.
Okay. Now, how many people are doing research actively all the time? Let's say staff.
Well, there are 9 people in the local history and genealogy department. And we do programs, research, in-house research. We do classes, computer classes, genealogy classes.
Now, you have another one of your members here. Would you like to tell us who you are and what you do?
I'm Beth Coyle. I'm a library associate at the Covington branch, local history and genealogy department.
Okay. So on a given day, how many people come in and want help with their genealogy?
On, let's say an average, probably at least 20 to 30 people come in a day.
And
Some
you've
days
got
are
all this
busier.
committed to memory.
Yeah.
No, at least you know how to get to it, right?
Yes. Yes.
And database-wise, do you have any idea how much information you have?
A lot. There's really no good way to quantify how much we have because we're always gaining new stuff. Everyone's always donating stuff, and stuff is always becoming available to us.
So if somebody wants to learn about their family that may have been here before the Revolutionary War, do you have records on that?
We have access to some records. That's going to be really difficult, though.
Because lack of documentation?
Lack of documentation. Documentation gets destroyed often in floods and fires. It's also difficult because at that point, Kenton County didn't exist. So things just tended to get lost. We can definitely help you try to find it, but there's no go-to file that I can just pull out and tell you where your family was.
But you have 9 people on staff who can help those of us who stumble through, correct?
Yes.
Well, thank you for your job, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Is this your first year here?
This is actually my second year here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it gets bigger and better every year.
Every year.
Well, thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and what organization you're with.
I'm Russ Bernard, and we're here representing the Secretary Hawkins Club. Basically, Robert F. Shulkers wrote the Secretary Hawkins books originally as serialized stories published in the Enquirer newspaper, and they were syndicated across the United States and somewhere in the range of 100 different markets at one time. There was a radio show that was sponsored by Ralston Purina.
So actually, Secretary Hawkins signed off. He was the secretary of a youth group, a boys group?
Yes.
And they had lots of adventures.
They had lots of adventures.
Now, who is this person that we're depicting?
This right here is Secretary Hawkins himself.
It's a very good likeness.
Yeah.
And it's not secretary, it's secretary.
I understand.
Oh.
And what is your name, sir?
Ron Bergner.
And you've been with this organization a while?
Yeah, ever since they started the
Grandson resurrected the club.
resurrected the club.
Great, great. And your name, please?
Lisa.
And you're part of the organization. It's not necessarily male only for secretary.
That's right. I enjoy the books too.
Yeah.
I think it's cool when guys are out there doing fun with ponies and canoes and rifles and knives. I think that's cool. Growing up on the river.
Now, is this your first year at History Day?
No, I did it a couple years ago.
Okay, great. And how about you? Is this your first year? Or?
Did it a couple of years ago also.
Okay, great. I think those of us that are familiar with Secretary Hawkins, I think it was in Boys